Hola. ¿Cómo se llama?
Key West, Florida. It's coming down a little bit. This is the boat that we're taking to Cuba. Really exciting stuff.
We set off around 6 a.m. and we were very lucky to catch good weather. Because we're traveling by boat, we need special permission to enter Cuban waters.
That is affirmative. We are fully permitted from the U.S. Commerce Department and the U.S. Coast Guard.
A little over 6 hours later, Cuba appeared on the horizon.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Quieres ayuda?
Sí. Gracias.
Even though they wouldn't let us film the immigration process, my Spanish held up and I was able to get us through. Passport stamped, we are in Cuba. Hola, señor. ¿Eres libre?
Before we can fully dive in, it's time to check into our casa particular. A casa particular is similar to a bed and breakfast and are operated by many Cubans as an affordable alternative to hotels. Our host Rafaela was kind enough to explain how to get to some of Havana's most famous places.
Sí. Y el morro cabaña, es impresionante. Te metes el túnel debajo del mar.
Sí.
Cuando te metes.
First stop on our sightseeing tour is El Morro. For Cubans, these vintage cars are simply a fact of life. Everything, including registered taxis, are made from recycled vintage automobiles.
This is the area for the forts, and over there is where we're staying, Old Havana. Let's see, that's the Malecón, Capitolo.
Next stop, Central Havana. Even after just a few hours, Havana's charm was intoxicating. I've traveled throughout Central America and the Caribbean and can safely say there's something tangibly different about the energy in this city. And more importantly, I'm hungry.
I'm sitting in a paladar right now, which is a Cuban-style restaurant where people open up their homes and then they serve usually anywhere from 5 to 20 people. And I'm about to enjoy some ropa vieja. Looking forward to this. Gracias. So this is ropa vieja, which translated to English means old clothes. Tastiest old clothes I've ever eaten in my life.
What would a trip to Havana be without one of its most famous creations? If you're not familiar, the mojito is a classic cocktail that was invented using ingredients indigenous to the island. Though its origins are debated, Havana is widely considered to be the birthplace of this legendary beverage.
Overlooking beautiful old Havana. Naturally, you have to have a mojito when you first arrive, so here we go. Delicioso.
After a couple mojitos, we headed to the Malecón, a popular gathering place along the shore. It's a nightly hub of social activity.
Y es el centro de Havana.
Lo quiero, Miami.
Cuba, United States, country brother.
It didn't take long before we met some interesting characters. One guy we met, Aldo, told me that I was the first American that he has ever talked to. Needless to say, Aldo was excited.
Y estoy con mis amigos de Estados Unidos. Everything is okay. Okay? In Cuba, everything is possible. Nothing is impossible. Everything okay. In Cuba, everything is possible. Nothing is impossible. Cuba is a Paris country. You understand?
¿Cuánto cuesta? Un coke. On a hot day in Havana, find yourself a Coco Frio stand. Very refreshing.
As a longtime fan of baseball, I'm in search of the Hot Corner, a meeting ground for Cubans to debate and express themselves. A freedom which has its limits here in Cuba.
If I'm not mistaken, right over there is Esquina Caliente, so I'm gonna go in there and talk about my favorite sport, baseball. Disculpe, este es Esquina Caliente? ¿Sí?
I was a bit confused at first.
¿Hablas con béisbol? Sí. Soy de Estados Unidos. Estoy de Estados Unidos. Sí. Tenemos Los Angeles. Tenemos Yasiel Puig.
But once I put myself out there, everyone quickly opened up to me, and we had great conversations about our mutual love of the game.
No, Césped es cubano. Oaklandés, sí. Oh.
Even though my Spanish wasn't quite perfect, it was amazing how much people appreciated that I stepped outside of my comfort zone to try. I can't imagine what a different trip this would be if I hadn't made the effort and wasn't able to talk to so many interesting people.
That was amazing. ¿Quieres agua? Sí, para.
No puedo más. Dame agua, dame agua. Dame agua.